Hi everyone! I promised you a video on what I'm doing with happy planners, and today is the day. So I do have two, and they do look kind of similar. And I think I'll start with the smaller mini-sized one just so I can quickly show you what it is, because it's more of a experimental playing sort of a thing than something that it's like dedicated, yes, I'm using it. Because as you guys know, this is still my first love. So I haven't... Technically this could replace this one, but I haven't gotten to that point yet where I'm like, yes, I'm not going to be using this for a little bit. So we'll figure that out. We're not there quite yet. So let me set the large one aside for now. So this I've just been carrying in my purse just as kind of something out and about. This is the goal getter version of the mini, and it's the one that has the llama on the front with a bunch of like confetti and stuff like that. I just put this cover on it. Let's see. And to be honest, this doesn't even start till July, so I went onto Etsy, found some horizontal planner pages that I just printed, and that's what I'm using for June. These are actually things that I got at Go Wild. I've actually just kind of clipped, so this is one here. Has the Texas Charm in the 2018. This was a separate one that was just attached to this cord. So I just attached the two of them together. This is one of those Traveler's Notebook bookmarks. Say that 5 times fast. So I have the front end through this week and the back side through the fitness inserts, which I will show you in a second. So, all right, let me pull some stuff out of here really quick. You'll notice that when it comes to happy planners and planner stuff in general, I kind of Frankenstein stuff together. So this bookmark I got from Etsy, again, Traveler's Notebook related. I think it might be my Paper Love Studio. I will have to double check on that and get back to you. I just took one of these happy planner, they're like the Erin Condren coil clips essentially, and I just attached it to that so I could use this as a bookmark. This is actually a large size insert. This actually usually was living inside of my classic size happy planner. I'll put it back in, but I was grocery shopping, so I pulled it out and stuck it in here so I didn't have to take the whole classic size planner with me. This is one of the daily pages this morning, which actually I should probably cross some of this stuff off. I went grocery shopping, so I just wrote on the back of this. Oh, actually I didn't get almond milk, because I have to go to Target to get the almond milk and the RX bars. Anyway, unrelated, getting distracted. So this is last week. I am not used to planning in a horizontal, but the thing I do like about this is that I can kind of extend a to-do list over a couple of days. You'll see I'm doing that in my classic planner as well, even though that one is a vertical. Actually, that's this week. This is last week. Just kind of playing with it, something different. I'm kind of enjoying something slightly different. Like I said, I don't know that this will replace the other planner that I'm using, but it is kind of nice to have a quick overview, more on to-do lists than anything else. And, you know, we planner girls, I think, all periodically like to do something a little different. So I do have the fitness inserts in here, which ironically I stuck these in because they're undated. I stuck in a week and then didn't use it, so I'll take that out and I'll use that later. So I went ahead and started with June, and I'll show you where I got the schedule from, but I'm doing right now for a workout a combination of PiYo and T25. So I put in kind of what my workout schedule is for this month, and then I'm kind of not doing it as I go, but I'm kind of going back and writing in kind of what I've eaten, what my exercise log is. I do kind of track what I eat more so online, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to use these. So we will figure that out. In the back, I just have a couple of these. These are actually from the Martha Stewart line. Got them from Staples, but she has a similar disc planner. And then I just have some blank pages. So as you saw here, I could grab it and use it for to-dos or whatever I want to use it for. All right, so like I said, there's not a whole lot to this right now. It's just something I'm playing with, seeing if I like it, seeing if I like it better than other things. But yeah, so that, I guess I don't need, well, I'll put this back in here. So that's the mini one. All right, so like I said, and this is an experiment. And this, because I always get asked, these are the Pentel Philography pens. You've seen me using them before. I have a red one and a green one also, and I use a green one in my bullet journal, but I liked them so much, I decided to use them in here. All right, so on to the very Frankenplanner, and this is kind of big, so forgive me if parts of it kind of are off frame, and actually I think I'm going to have to pull it out of the cover just because it barely fits and it's off screen. So I'll pull this out in a second. If you can kind of see, I just have some stickers tucked in here. When I was planning for next week, last night, I found these and I wanted to use them next week, so I just stuck them in. I am, you'll see, using undated daily inserts, so I just stuck the month and number sheets in the front here so they're available when I need them. And then this is just a note, friends, and a sketch of something on the back. There's a group of friends that we're trying to, just for fun, do cocktail parties, which makes us feel adult, which is really funny. But anyway, so we were sketching out themes for the rest of the year, and I keep losing that piece of paper, so I stuck it where I would find it, where I would know where it is going forward. So let me pull this out. So it's funny, okay. I have to give credit where credit is due, because this is greatly influenced by Antonisha Lachey. I watched her video on how she's putting together her big happy planner. So I wasn't about to go large, but I did go to the classic size. And then she pointed to At Home with Kita. So, okay, the two of those very heavily influenced this, but I've been trying to figure out a way to do a home planner for a very long time. And the two of them, something just struck with me and I was like, this is it. This is what I need. So tuck that in when we come there. So this is the farmhouse planner. That does come in both the classic and the big sizes. The big size has a different cover. I think the cover of the big size looks like this. It says Happiness Blooms, but this is the cover of the classic size. So in the front, so heavily influenced by Kita, I have a bunch of tabs up here. So there's different sections. The first one is calendar. Now, the new happy planners don't start till July. So I had, from various things, I think mostly the faith planner that I have, that I started last year about this time, and I needed something starting in June, and that didn't start till July. So I bought a pack of just kind of undated weekly inserts, so that's what I'm using for the month of June. So got the monthly set up, and this is this week. I do have last week, it's in the other room. It was a hot mess because I wasn't used to planning like this, and so it took me a week to kind of figure out what it is that I was doing. So again, these are from Martha Stewart's line. I have a conference next week, so I started a packing list. What you'll notice is the top section I've decided is just kind of appointments and things that are going on that day. I try to mostly limit it to things that are either home related or mean that I don't have to go into work until later. So this stuff here, house cleaning, I had a Daughters of the King appointment, and then Bible study on Wednesday. A note that there was no Tango del Rey, which is the weekly dance that I go to on Tuesdays. That wasn't going on this week. Thursday, I didn't have to be anywhere until noon when I had my first meeting that day. Originally, I had court that I had to be at on Friday. That got canceled, so then I didn't have to be someplace till noon. So it's basically just kind of framing out the time that I have at home is how I think of this planner. So middle section's to-dos, you'll see that I tend to sprawl to-do checklist across several days. Wednesdays, I'm usually working from home, so that's why I have a specific to-do list for that day. Saturday and Sunday, I've been starting to just put them on Saturday because I'll do these tasks on either day. It doesn't matter which. The bottom is kind of like recurring things that I'm doing. So right now it's the workout and then what I'm reading for the day. And putting it in here keeps me from having to pull out my everyday carry, which is actually where that list is living currently. So pretty much when I get up in the morning, this is all I'm using. I don't have to have like 4 planners, which is what I was doing before because I had my everyday carry, I had my faith planner. It's all in here. This is next week. I've just kind of started to set things up. Notes about meetings that I have to be at, to-do list. Okay, fun part about house with wood floors, everything echoes. Didn't realize the dogs were locked in the back of the house with me. So anyway, this is next week. You can kind of see how things are laying out. I feel like I'm kind of finding my groove. If I don't have anything going on, like Thursday and Friday is the conference. I'm not gonna sit down and write down all the classes I'm interested in. That's just not what I'm using this for. I just have notes about places and things I need to be doing on Tuesday and Wednesday, just because that's not their meeting days, but they're not conference days. Anyway, it's complicated, but not really. So that's how this is being laid out right now. So I have July in here. Another thing stolen from At Home with Kita is kind of a list of things that I want to make sure I'm keeping on my monthly pages and things that I need to make sure I'm scheduling monthly. All right. August is in here too, so I only really have room for 3 months at a time. Originally, I just had the monthly pages in through December, but then it's gotten pretty thick, so I decided to take them out. I didn't need them that badly. Actually, before I forget, let me tuck this back in here before I lose it. All right, so the next section, oh, actually, before I move on, at the end of the calendar, I have the review pages. This is the same thing that I keep in my everyday carry. I had this in with my back like a long time ago when I was using an ARC planner for like to-dos. It was basically similar to what I was using my bullet journal for now. It was an ARC. So I had a lot of things that I had hole punched, so I just tucked them in here so I had them. I'm going to actually redo these on larger size pieces of paper, but I haven't gotten there yet. And then these are notes from various books. This is Getting Things Done, The Different Horizons. This is from Getting Results the Agile Way. They had a whole section in here on designing your day, how to design things so that you get things done faster. So talking about what your hotspots are as far as your life. So mind, body, emotions, career, financial relationships, fun. So these are kind of the things that you want to set boundaries on. So like, how often do you want to exercise? How much time do you want to spend at work? What are your financial goals? What are your financial boundaries? What do you want to do for fun? So it's about kind of scheduling your life out. And anyway, it's a really good book. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, I definitely recommend reading it. But these are just notes that I took from it. 4 questions to cap your day, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I'd forgotten about these. What did I learn? What did I improve? What did I enjoy? What kind of act did I do? So just kind of things to think about at the end of the day as you're transitioning towards the end of the day. And then if you've watched in my previous videos where I talked about like power hours and blocking time, they had something very similar in here, talking about having different types of hours. So that's what that is. This was just me sketching out work routines. Next section is faith. This is something I printed. So June, again, the faith planner I'm using does not start until July, the new one. So this June is the one that I pulled out from my current faith planner. Actually, let me go grab those two so you can see what it is that I'm using. So this is the faith planner that I've been using for the last year and a half. Actually, I guess it's about a year now at this point in time. So this was the dated one. They do have an undated version, and they just did come out with a new dated version, but I'm trying to remember. I kind of think that the new faith planner that's dated this year might be a vertical planner, but don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. But anyway, so as you can see, I started in April of last year, May and June. These were the undated pages. And what I ended up doing was going over the dates at the top, adding my own dates, and then actually using these as a horizontal planner, because I really like the space to have to write horizontally. And I really liked the layout of the illustrated faith planner that they have that's out, that it is horizontal and is lined. So it started in July. Took me a while to kind of get going. I think December is when I started doing that liturgical Bible study. And so that's actually when I started using this more so. I was writing in some of the prayers, some of the verses that stuck out to me. It was maybe a prayer, a different verse that was part of it, or maybe it was an explanation. And I was kind of tying the pen color in with the season color, because the liturgical seasons of the church in some churches have a specific color associated. So wasn't super big into stickers or things like that, but I'm trying to change that because I do like using them. I would sometimes put them in, especially if I skipped a day or something. So yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been using as my faith planner. So now I'm just taking the same similar inserts and putting them into my home planner. So what I'm going to be using as soon as July rolls around is this one. And this, I think, is the same one that At Home with Kita is using. And To be honest, I was excited that she found it because what I was looking for was a horizontal planner, and I was having a hard time finding a horizontal planner for the Happy Planner. There's only like 1 or 2 of them this year, so I was like, what? And I really wanted something neutral, because that was one thing that did bug me about this. And actually this month isn't a good example, but every other month there's a bunch of really colorful stripes in the middle. And I was like, I just want something plain. Like sometimes the pen colors I would use would be clashing with some of these other colors. So I was excited to find a neutral horizontal planner. So this is what I will actually be using this next year. So I'm excited for July to roll around, because then I can plug these pages in. All right, so Love Others, Love More. I actually really like the cover of it as well. It's something I could pull in if I decided I wanted to. So that's what I'm using the inserts anyway for my faith planner. All right, so we're back to my Frankenplanner. So this is this week. Again, I'm writing out pieces or the entire verse for the liturgical Bible study. Okay, so, and I do have a prayer journal. I have referenced it in previous videos. It's a personal size KikiK planner that I have dividers in, and I'm probably going to do a rule of life video at some point in the future, and I may do kind of an all-encompassing, like what my faith planning looks like. So it would just be specifically this section and the faith planner, just so you can kind of see how I use them pretty much every single day. All right, so next section, moving on, is health. This was something I've been waiting on, this section and the very last one, because I really wanted to film this video sooner, but of course, the post office was being dumb. And I just don't understand. I get stuff delivered to the office all the time, like all the time. And they decided, oh, well, I don't know how to deliver this. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, you can just walk up to the front door and say, is Kendra here, and hand it over. Like, it's not complicated. So I don't know what was going on with them, but yeah. I was waiting on the wellness planner. So before that, you'll see I have these pieces of paper where I've made myself notes about what I want to do. I do want to kind of put a visual weight graph in here just so I have a visual representation of how my weight is going. This is something I printed off of the Beachbody website. It's the PiYo and T25 hybrid workout schedule. PiYo was actually my very first workout that I did with Beachbody. I actually bought the DVDs. After that, they came out with the on-demand, so I could watch whatever I wanted online, which I really love. And lately my jam has been T25. So I did that most of the end of last year, most of this year, and I actually made my way through all 3 levels. And now I was just kind of like languishing in T25, trying to get up enough energy to do Insanity Max 30, which I have done a few of the workouts, but I just can't seem to get into it regularly. And it's usually because right when I'm getting ready to get going, I've done a week, I've done 2 weeks, something happens where I have zero energy, I'm traveling, something. So this actually seems to be going really well, because Insanity Max 30 is like the same few workouts repeated over and over again. This is enough variety where I'm doing PiYo one day, T25 the next, where I'm not getting bored. So I am enjoying that. So this is 1 month of the wellness planner. This was the first section, falling in love with taking care of yourself, so some ideas on self-care. I started filling this out last night because I was realizing I wanted to film this video today, and so I was taking a look through the planner, seeing how I wanted to use the different sections that I just had gotten in. And so I haven't filled this page out, but I was thinking last night, what is good for me? Dance. Dance is so good for me. The music feeds my soul, and the movement relaxes my body, and I get to spend time with friends. So I made a list of the different places I usually dance and what time of the day is most beneficial: evenings. I haven't gotten to the thing that's calming for me yet. That didn't just pop into my brain, but empowering for me is exercise. Exercise reduces my stress, and I can face the day with a clearer mind. I feel stronger physically when I'm done and for the rest of the day. So I am making exercise a priority and a routine first thing in the morning, and so mornings is the most beneficial time for me. All right, so I've decided for the monthly, at least for the month of June, I am using it to transfer over this T25 Pio calendar combination, because I did scratch through, and I don't know if you can notice, but the type is very small because this is at 84% of a full-size sheet of paper. And I went through, and Pio Drench is 40 minutes or 45 minutes, and anything over 35 minutes is a no-go for me. I don't know what it is. I have a mental block. So I substituted out Sweat, which is only 35 minutes long. And you'll see that I made a note of how long the Pio workouts are because I wanted to make sure 35 minutes is an absolute max for me. Otherwise, I will find a reason not to do it. You'll notice if I talk about the workouts that I'm doing, none of them are over 30 minutes long. That's just how I roll. So here is, and again, I kind of went back and backfilled some of this. I haven't decided necessarily how I'm going to use the top two sections. At Home with Kita, she has a shop where she has something that overprints on here, which was interesting to me. I don't know that I would use the sections she has, but having InDesign, I could probably design something that would work for myself. And then she just tapes them to a piece of paper and runs them through her printer. But I did exercise Monday through Friday. How I spent time unplugged was exercise and my quiet time. Positive words, peace, reading, Christian fiction. Not that I've really read so much this week, but that's something I have been reading a lot of lately. My absolute favorite song right now, and I love that they ask this, is So Will I, 100 Billion Times by Hillsong. I am feeling a bit overwhelmed. No lie. There's a lot going on at work. My mom is out of town. My sister, who's my business partner, and I have shuffled around as of yesterday what she and I are doing, so I'm filling in gaps. I'm checking applications email and returning leasing emails. I'm helping out with people who are moving roommates back and forth, and sending out pet addendums and things like that. So I'm kind of plugging in to things I don't normally do, but yes, so it's a little extra work. And then I have been watching a lot of YouTube planner videos, specifically At Home with Kita. I think I've watched most of her videos at this point in time. So I noticed each week these change slightly. So this one says how I spent time unplugged, what my intuition is telling me, how I was kinder this week, and how did I honor myself this week. So I like the fact that they change. How quiet time empowered me. So it's nice to have kind of a focus for the week on what I should be kind of thinking about and focusing on. All right, so that is my wellness section. And you do remember in my mini happy planner, I have the fitness planner, and that's actually more where I'm keeping track of workouts, steps, that sort of thing. I'm not planning on keeping track of that in the wellness planner. I think this is going to be more of like a mental, spiritual, like whole wellness type of planner. All right, so we had calendar, we had faith, we had health. The next section is home. And I looked at it several times over the years. The home planner expansion pack, extension, I don't know what they call them, that Happy Planner had for home. They no longer make them. So what I ended up doing was, I have a label maker. I bought white on clear and black on clear tape. So this, just because I like stuff to match, this June is actually from the label maker. It's not exact, but at least it kind of matches what else is going on on the other tabs. So I went ahead and bought these from Happy Planner. They're just dividers, and added my own labels based on what was there in the extension pack. So to-do list, meal planner, house cleaning, and budget. Other things that I will probably put in this when that time comes is holiday planning. So Thanksgiving, Christmas for sure, and potentially if I'm doing some sort of a seasonal party or something like that, that will probably go in here as well. So I have to-do lists, which I am working on revamping my daily routine. So that's why this piece of paper is here. It was okay, let me think about what it is that I do on a daily basis, or what it is that I would like to do, and write that down just to see what, or how it jives with what I need to actually be doing. And I just thought of something else I forgot that needs to be part of my daily routine, which is my dog needs eye meds twice a day. So that needs to be part of my daily routine. All right, so this was actually planning my planner, as Antonisha likes to say. So Happy Planner Classic, I wanted a weekly calendar with a vertical layout, a faith planner with a horizontal layout, the wellness insert, the home section, so cleaning, you'll see I'm using the Clean Mama inserts. I don't know what you call them. I'm part of her housekeeping club that she has. Budget, I'm gonna make my own insert. I think I've actually already made it. I just need to print it out. Gardening, I'm gonna have my own insert, and I'll show you the spreadsheet that I'm using. Sewing and knitting, I have a wardrobe planning workbook that is from Seamwork. I'll show that to you, and then project tracking. And then at the end, sneak peek, I have a Like a Boss section, which is for my YouTube and Etsy store. And then the HP Mini is going to be on my on-the-go quick reference to the weekly calendar, horizontal, and a fitness tracker. I don't know if I'll put anything else in there or not, but we shall see. So these are just those half sheets. This is from Martha Stewart. I bought some extra bookmarks. These, for whatever reason, I think because they're more flexible, are so much easier to get in and out of these discs than the Happy Planner bookmarks. The Happy Planner bookmarks are so stiff, they are hard to pull out and move around. So I bought these because these are so much more flexible, and yeah, I like them better. So part of the Clean Mama housekeeping, what does she call them? Housekeeping Society, Homekeeping Society. She had to-do sheets, and so I printed this off. This month's focus in June is the bedroom, and so when I was reading through the information she had, I was making a list of things that I need to do for our bedroom. Then I just have some other note sheets. These daily to-dos are from the monthly extension packets, and I'll show you that when we get to the very back. So that's where these came from. All right, next up is the meal planner. So this also came from the Clean Mama Homekeeping Society. I was tracking things that we actually have been eating for dinner. So rather than planning ahead, this is a look back. So you can see I need to finish filling out this week, but I'll go back and do that. These are weekly meal plan half sheets. These you can actually buy. I eat a lot of smoothie bowls for breakfast, and usually I'm like rummaging through my phone trying to find the recipes. I just printed these out. And I actually went through, and for the recipes we do use a lot, I did something very similar, figured out how to take the logo off, and I bought a recipe Happy Planner, and I'll show that to you in a different video. And I printed off a lot of our recipes and just stuck them in here. So there is that. Here's one of these bookmarks. See how much harder these are to get in and out. So if anybody from Happy Planner or Mamby watches my video, make these a little more flexible because they're really hard to spin and move around. All right, so these are an insert that I put together. Part of doing Beachbody is I am following the container program. Depends on what you're doing. A lot of their workouts use the containers. Most people know it as 21-day fix. If you buy them by themselves from Amazon, it's called portion fix. Essentially, you get so many of each containers. I've actually done a meal planning video. I'll link that down below so you can watch it and kind of see how I do this. I was doing it in a composition notebook before, handwriting all of this out, trying to track things, erasing stuff. I've tried using, believe it or not, I've tried using the app. The app is not as easy to use because it's just kind of like an ongoing total. So if I'm trying to add things up and I decide to change my mind on what I'm eating, I can't remember what it was that was assigned to that meal as far as the containers. So I actually designed this myself, and this is actually working out really well. And on the back of it, I have a grocery list. So with the intention of, I can actually fold these in half. Actually, here's one. And put them in the front if I would like to, and with my week, so then I can see kind of what I've planned for all the different meals for the week. And this was my original trial. This is when I was like, oh, if I fold it in half, it'd be nice to have a grocery list on the back. So I can fold the grocery list in half, and then I can actually see what's on my grocery list while I'm grocery shopping. So eventually I'll get to that point, but right now I just have some blank ones back here. I'm still working with these, trying to get them hashed out, and once I get them where I like them, I will probably list these in my Etsy store in case anybody else would like to use them. I will just take off the numbers here at the bottom. These are just a reminder for me for what containers. I get 4 green, which is vegetables, 2 purple, which is fruits, 4 red, which is proteins, 2 yellows, which is carbs, 1 blue, 1 orange, those are things like nuts and dressings, and then 4 teaspoons of oil or fat. So, all right, next section is house cleaning. So this is where I put in the Homekeeping Society inserts. So I did go ahead and go back and print these off just so I had a full year. What I'm keeping when the month is done is just the cover sheet. They have kind of a monthly focus and quick tips sheet, and that's it. So February, same thing, monthly focus, quick tips. So anything else that's attached, I'm going to probably just take out and shred. So June, I have monthly focus and quick tips, which is the bedroom. They have a homekeeping calendar, which is what I have bookmarked. So this is her kind of daily list plus the thing for the day. And down here she has rotating cleaning tasks and then the focus for the bedroom tasks to do in that room. As a part of it, she also has like a little quote sheet, which I think is really cute. She also has organizing the bedroom, kind of a to-do list, things to do first, before, and then anything else you want to add. She also has something like that for wardrobe if you want to declutter your wardrobe. These may get moved into the to-do section, not sure yet. The next section is budget. Again, this is something that comes with the Clean Mama Homekeeping Society kit, and I probably won't really use this. I have my own printout that I've gone ahead and put together, and I don't think I've printed it yet, so I think all I need to do is print it. But because I use youneedabudget.com or ynab.com, usually my budget is just a list of all my budget categories and the usual amount that I budget to them each time I get paid. So I don't really track anything on paper, I'm tracking it online. All right, so that's it for the home section. After that, I have projects. This is home project planning. Essentially, I went with the dividers, I have 2 left, and put together projects that I want to track for the home. So the first one is gardening. We do have a vegetable garden that's actually increased this year. We have, I think, 6 raised vegetable beds. They're at a minimum 4x6. I think a lot of them are 4x8, so they're fairly good sized. But we have a bed that's mostly herbs. Right now I think it's just rosemary. We have a bed that was artichokes. If you look at my Instagram page, you'll actually see some pictures because I've been posting pictures as I've been working. The artichokes are coming out. They'll probably get replaced with onions. We have 2 beds of tomatoes that also have a few other herbs like basil and cilantro in them. We had a bed that was going to be lettuce, spinach, chard, and carrots, and that was what we had pumpkins in last year. And the pumpkins said, nope. And they came back. They've taken over the entire, that one's a 4x8 foot bed. It's huge and it's taken over everything. I think we have 2 carrots. And then we have 2 beds that are squash, zucchini, butternut squash, and I think that's it. And then my husband has been planting potatoes in food grade 5-gallon buckets. So that's kind of our latest addition, that's our experiment for this year. He's planted a bunch of red and white potatoes, and we have sweet potatoes that are pretty much ready to go in the ground now. So I think those are actually going in today. But we are in zone 9 or 10, depends on who you ask. If you ask a different place, I think we're zone 22. It depends on if you're USDA or Sunset. They all have different ways that they categorize things. I went with the USDA version, however, just for simplicity. And so we're zone 9 there. So what I did is I made a list of things that potentially we could plant, kind of common vegetables and a few fruits. And then I just made a spreadsheet with how long they take to germinate from seed, or if they don't, like tarragon's done by propagation, how long it takes from germination to maturity, how many days, and then I have an X in the month that you want to plant them. So as you can see, we're in Southern California. You're not going to be doing a lot of planting for most things kind of in the heat of the summer, but a lot of stuff in the winter, fall and winter times. We have a few things you can do through the summer, like dill, cilantro, peas, peppers. Everything else you're stopped planting mostly by April, picking up again maybe in August. That's the spreadsheet. It's kind of my quick cheat sheet for, hey, it's this month, what should we be looking at planting if we have room? And then I also want to create some sort of a tracking thing for each year of what we planted, how it did we eat it, which is important because a lot of times we either don't eat it and we, for whatever reason, just don't get out to get it picked, or we give a lot of it away. So if we're giving away a ton of it, then we probably shouldn't plant as much of it. How to preserve it, because I do, like I can tomatoes pretty much every single year, and then notes. So if we had a lot of rain that year, we were in the middle of a drought, so things didn't do as well, just that kind of information. So the next section is sewing and knitting, and this is a Seamwork Design Your Wardrobe planner. They had kind of a thing where they walked you through setting up like a seasonal wardrobe and getting it from concept to sewn. Of course, this happened while I was traveling, so I printed it, saved all the emails, and I'll go back and do that. What you're designing for, is it a work? Is it home? Is it play? Is it travel? Mood, they have a thing for a palette. Criteria, so like if it's a travel wardrobe, it has to be easy to wash, or whatever it is that your criteria are. Then they have looks, so you're combining different outfits, so you can make sure that you're using, say you're sewing a shirt, you're able to use the shirt several times. And then they have a project plan. So the pattern, the supplies you need, what you have, customization ideas, fabric swatch, a sketch, what size, what version, that sort of thing. And then I found this someplace else, and I don't remember where, but it's a weekly sewing plan. So I put this in here as well. So if I'm sewing something, I can kind of lay out getting that sewn. And I'll probably do something similar for knitting, but I haven't gotten there yet. So my last section, I used the Like a Boss sticker. These are actually stickers from the Carpe Diem line. I got that idea from At Home with Kita. She uses these. There's like, I think 4 sheets and 2 to 4 stickers each, but they're clear, so they look really nice on tabs. So this is a section for YouTube and Etsy. So I have some video ideas, notes of inserts that I want to design and get uploaded. This is the monthly extension. So essentially it's just the month, 2 pages. Sorry, as I get toward the back, these things don't turn quite as well. There's this page, which is your top 3 monthly habit trackers, monthly goals, a checklist, a notes section, happy plans, another checklist, things to focus on, and then I actually took out a double-sided daily to-dos page. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 daily to-do pages, and then 2 lined pages. And then this, which is kind of a planning, watching, cooking, month of, notes, big ideas, holidays, birthdays, celebrating. So it's the same for each one of them. And again, I took out a double-sided daily to-do page out of these because I didn't need that many daily to-dos. So I have the next 3 months for that. This is just one of those bookmarks that you can draw lines to help you draw things straight. I have extra of these Martha Stewart pages, my mom's trip information just in case I need it. Yeah. This is a packing list from when I went to a National Apartment Association event, so I will need to pull that out. And these are just random notes from other planners, like planning my planner sorts of information. I think I did some of these as part of a Reset Girl. I think it was like a video or a podcast or something where she was talking about setting up planners. So these were things that I wanted to keep track of or have someplace. So that's why I stuck them in here, because these were things I wanted to keep in mind as I was setting this up. And then I just have a random like blank card that I could use for a thank you note if I needed to. So just a pocket folder in the back to have fold random stuff. I have some sticky notes, and that's it. So that's what's in my planner. And again, as you can see, it's pretty full. Like, I can't really fit too much more in there. I might be able to if they were thin pages, but that is my home planner. And so this is pretty much my life. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it's too big, I don't take it with me. I'm the type of person that's like, it's new, it's shiny, it's pretty, it's coming with me everywhere. So at some point I may leave this at home, but right now it is traveling with me to and from work in my bag. Because I am doing setup stuff. I am referencing things in it at work, just kind of on lunch or on my off times. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. I hope that was interesting for you to see how I'm setting up my home planner, because that's essentially what this is. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Huge Frankenplanner. There's a lot of different things in here, just because I have, like I said, the farmhouse planner is in the front. Then the next section right now is currently the Faith Planner from last year, but it's going to be, and I don't even know the names of these planners anymore, but it's soon going to transition into this one, the Love Others, Love More, just like the horizontal neutral planner. And then we have a wellness planner. And then we have my own made up home extension. And then just some more different tabs. And then we have the monthly extension. So there's probably a good, like, 4 different versions of happy planners or happy planners accessories in here to make this up. But like I said, I do like it because it's all here. It's all together. And I like that. The only thing that's not included in here, and probably won't ever be, just because I like it to be a little more portable, is my prayer journal. And I'll show that to you in a different video when I talk about faith planning. Anyway, I think that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And I thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!